timestamp, December 21st. That's crazy. 2025. It's 2:40 p.m. Walking the dogs, checking in at the burn barrel. I try and make it a practice whenever I come outside, when I can actually see what I'm doing anyway. Sometimes even when I can't, which might be inherently stupid. The bright side is, if the fire gets out of control at 2 in the morning, I'll see it. Trying to avoid that. But I try and grab a stack of papers, look through them briefly on the lanai to make sure that it is in fact stuff that doesn't really need to exist. Got a stack of printed out emails from Dad's negotiations with people about Volkswagens and Volkswagen sales. Most of it's from in between 1999 and I think I saw some as recent as 2007. He did have a directory, like a directory, index glossary. No, directory is probably the more appropriate word, of national dealerships from 1999. I'm gonna hang on to that. It may be incredibly out of date, but because the fact remains, my dad is still alive. His brain is incredibly broken, and any and all assistance in getting rid of these Volkswagens and Volkswagen parts that he has, it's on me. It will be on me. I can't do anything with them yet, but I know that this is in my future. And that's my dad. That's not my gig. If he had a warehouse full of action figures from the 70s, I'm your guy. I know where to go, what they are, all that. This was his world, not mine. But I'm going to have to deal with it. So, figure even a glossary from 1999, some of those numbers and shops are still going to be valid even 27, 28 years later. And I may hit some dead ends, and then again I may hit some, it's very cold leads, basically, from a sales standpoint. But sometimes they'll surprise you. There might be a multi-generational shop up in Wyoming that, if I tell them, hey, I have, 10 Volkswagen hoods from the 70s, they might send a truck to pick them up and give me a nice check. I don't know. I know that, we're talking vintage, real Volkswagen parts and whatnot. They can have some value. I know. My dad was restoring Volkswagens the whole time I was growing up. Taking Beetles that had been, hit by other cars or were in other ways damaged, rusty, whatnot, and restoring them to brand new showroom kind of status. Might take him 3 months or 6 months or even a year for some of them because he was working full time too. But I know that side of it just because I know that those people exist. And I'm sure my dad's not the last, of his breed in that respect. That's how we met Chuck the Wonder Idiot, was he also had kind of a thing going locally. It's funny too. I find it funny. There was like a memorial page on one of the social sites, and that's actually how I found out about Chuck passing. And there were quite a few, oh man, gonna miss him, he's really great. But then there were also a few that were like, Man, I can't believe he's gone. Boy, he was a piece of work. There were like some backhanded complimentary memorial postings, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I see what you're saying here. You know, he was really thrifty. Boy, he drove a hard bargain. It's like, okay, you saw the part of him that I saw. That of a little bit of an opportunist hustler. Yeah, that's the Chuck that I know. Boy, you ready? Old man will catch up. Just saying. I know, don't speak ill of the dead. And I hear what you're saying. I really do. But I'm still not sure if that man took advantage of my dad or not. I think he did. I think he did a lot. Sorry, just checking on something. I got somebody trying to work a deal with me on eBay, which is a very good deal, and both of us will win on this. There he is. I know, it's actually warm out. Tanner comes in the room. Okay, that's my foot. If you walk on my feet, I can't. Yeah. All right. Gently. Grab and go. All right. Fumble, but no other players here to get in the way. Gotta put this down because I have a jinx. In line for your cookie too. All right. There. It's called the Picard adjustment. You can look it up. Okay, Jinx, you are perfectly in the footpath. Give the guy a cookie. Thinks he can do anything. Good? Yeah, good stuff. I appreciate that you're going outside now. I really do. Really, really do. Okay, guys, it's still tight over here, so stopping in the middle of traffic, not okay. Been up for a couple hours. Been doing eBay scheduled listings. Probably got about 30 listings up so far for the weekend, which is awesome. I'm gonna try and get another 20 or 30 before I pass out for the day. We are doing some of the sea salt caramel at Cameron's. Thank you. Once I get done doing this update, I'm going to be taking photographs and getting the next batch. I do it in like batches. I'll do like 5 or 10, take pictures, sit down and just start listing. Like I got some Chap May soldiers, which there are a lot of people that really love them. I think they're okay, but they're popular. I picked some up in some mixed lots here and there, so I got a lot of 3 there that's going to go up. Got a couple of the aliens, the look of these is pretty cool. It's a little strange and jarring. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is by Loyal Subjects, and they've done runs of Game of Thrones, Aliens, Predator, quite a few like action-based. Typically, I've seen them do some video game ones, but they're, how tall are you? 3 inches maybe? Probably about 3 inches. They're minifigures. I guess that would be classified as a minifigure. So this is a Hudson. Very unusual. Nice articulation, nothing crazy. You know, they got some nice shoulder joint action going on. Hands typically turn. The aliens, the xenomorphs from this group look really, really good. These are just some extras that I came up with. This lot's going to have the Hudson in the like white camo variation, because they did the standard green, but then they did a white also. Why? I don't know. They did some Ghostbusters figures too, which are pretty cool. I've got a set of those, and I've got some extras that I'm selling too, because I think I bought a case a few years back and kind of, you know, got it set for myself and all that. And again, not hoarding anymore, but I know I'm keeping the 4 dudes, and I'm keeping a ghost or 2, and I'm kind of selling off some of the extras. But that's a Bishop. And they come with typically accessories. I don't have the extra accessories for the Hudson. And they come with like little collector cards with a checklist. But yeah, I'll show you that. They did a whole bunch of different xenomorphs, which is pretty cool. A whole bunch. And I think those I'm keeping, because I can do some diorama stuff with the minis. They did Vasquez, Hudson, Hicks, Newt, Ripley. Full disclosure, I wish they had done Apone. That would make me happy. I love Apone. But he frequently doesn't get love in character series for some reason. And I doubt it's a rights thing, because even when sometimes you have to sign a likeness rights agreement, which is why sometimes like your Han Solos don't really look like Harrison Ford, is he may not have signed it because he doesn't always sign those. So they just kind of make a generic, not quite Harrison Ford looking figure. True story. But I know they did do, Kenner did, I think it was 92, they put out a like punk rock version of the Aliens, Colonial Marines. I hate them. I hate them. They did do an Apone figure in that. He's wearing like a yellow t-shirt that says "No Bugs" on it. It's just really, he looks like something between a Colonial Marine and a cast member from Electric Boogaloo. I mean, it's just like, why are you doing this? Is he going to hunt down xenomorphs or start breakdancing? What are you doing here? It's got like a bright headband. It's just like, he's coaching an aerobics class. Still available on VHS. It's just awful that they did that. It's like heresy. I'm wishing, because I think Nika did like a reproduction of that figure instead of doing a more traditional Apone figure. And it's just like, guys, why? Number one, that figure shouldn't have been made to begin with. Number two, why are you paying tribute to a figure that shouldn't have been made? And number three, can we just get a regular Apone? He's on the screen enough, you can figure out what his costume looked like. Yeah, we're feeling like a vicious little sunflower today. Oh my god, you guys. Do not start with me. Waiting to see if Angela is going to get back with me on a deal that she's proposing, which again, I like it. I bought a lot of, yesterday I bought a couple things from her already, but I bought a lot of the Zuru, making sure I didn't summon anything, the books, you know, the small, do I have any? I don't have any over here. I've shown them to you before, the Mini Brands books, and I bought a lot from her a few days ago, which is on the way with some cave background. It's for dungeon design. It's a cave background, which I may be able to use as background for dioramas and whatnot, like a 100-foot roll. So I'm excited to see what that looks like when it gets here. She got it really cheap. But she put up some more Zuru. I think we're good. Books. And good price. I bought it right away. She emailed me and said, hey, I've got another one. It's a bigger lot. If you want, I can cancel that order, combine them, give you this price, and it'll only be the one shipping charge. And what she's offering, because I looked at the new listing, yeah, we could do that. We could do that. It's got some things that Pix and I don't have that we would like to get. And she's selling them really cheap. The resale on it, I shall be banking. You know, am I making millions on it? No, but I'll double my money pretty easily on it, and still keep stuff, exactly, and still keep stuff that Pix and I are like, I need that. Oh, I need that. You know. So I'm hoping she gets back to me in the near future, which I think she will. I think I caught her like immediately after she put the email out there. But yeah, go ahead and cancel that order and let's do this, cause yeah, I'm looking at like 80 or 90 items for probably total with shipping about $70, which I'm doing basically 6 item lots for about $10. Typically, that's how my listings are going. I'm mostly doing like 6 books, 2 bookmarks, and a special item. Like, with that, they have, I can show you, actually, because I got a few of them over here. Almost just stepped on Acorn. Dude, you park right behind my stool. Oh. So. Yeah. Just pan the camera in there. So that's some of the Series 1 stuff in the books. Got some Doorables that are having a little conference over there. I'm not sure. They may be discussing fine literature. But like, these little lamps are one of the special items that can come with magnifying glass, which with this you can actually read the books, which is so crazy cool. But yeah, this is like an example of the books. It's Goosebumps. actual print inside. Real hard to read with a naked eye. But with a magnifying glass, you could actually sit down and give yourself a tremendous amount of eye strain and read a book. But for doing diorama stuff, it's fantastic. Hey, Hex. A cat is actually one of the items that can be in the little... They come in the little ball, and it has like multiple items in it. Like, these are some of my doubles, you know. Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer. Like I said, they may be discussing classic literature. Got some Twain action going on. Yeah. Oh, and the bookcases themselves, the little white bookcase. Those are also an item that can come. I want to say you get... Each one of the balls includes... Alright. Doodle's going to go down the hallway and cause some mischief there. Letting me know. Each one of the balls comes with 2... When in doubt, read the script. It may not actually say there's a little booklet that comes in each one too. 40 to collect. Gotta catch 'em all. Collect them all. Oh my god. They put that in print so many times. I feel pressured. I feel pressured. Stop. Tick as you collect. We are trying to actually get the whole set, basically. Each. Find the surprises hidden inside. It's so seductive the way they say it. But this is like series 2, you know, a fair amount of books, and also there's 6 bookmarks. Sherlock Holmes, Secret Garden, War of the Worlds, Jane Eyre, Dracula, and Prince and the Pauper. Which that has nothing to do with breakdancing. It's Pauper. It's not. Nobody's doing the robot in that book. To be clear. But we both pretty much got everything from Series 2, but we got onto this a little bit late, so we're kind of catching up on Series 1. And she's got a lot of Series 1, and she's selling it way cheaper than... I don't want to say way cheaper than she should, because I don't know what her situation is. But if she's willing to sell them that cheaply, I am willing to buy them. She's got a lot of the rares and stuff like that, which are... If you've been collecting, if you've collected before, rares are harder to find. That's how that works. And I know my girl is missing a couple rares. I'm missing a couple rares. So being able to pick those up and then resell the bulk, this is good. And I'm keeping extras of some. You know, like I don't even know how many... I think I've gotten between, it sounds so dirty saying this, between balls that we've opened and lots that we've gotten in, I think I've gotten like 10 copies of Huckleberry Finn, a whole bunch of Jane Eyre, Wuthering Heights, one of the Sherlock Holmes, I want to say it's the green cover, because it's like they have like a volume 1, volume 2. The green cover one. There's a few books that I just, if there's 20 books in the lot, 1 or 2 of them will be those every time. With 40 to collect, and then the other series too. Just always. Oh look, a Huck Finn, you know. What a surprise. I didn't expect that. But I'm keeping some extra copies, whatnot. because my goal is to basically keep all of my whole complete sets in the bookcases in the background, and then have the extras floating around the set. That way I can kind of keep track of, I have the set, because I'm going to have the white and the beige Series 1, Series 2 bookcases behind it with the whole set, and then if it's free floating in the diorama, that means it's one that I already have, and that's a double. It's kind of the gist. It's just the system that I've got in my head that'll work from a standpoint of keeping it straight myself and not going, wait, should this be on the bookcase? Is this the only copy I have? You know, if a stormtrooper is holding a copy of Secret Garden, which it's a favorite book with Imperials, it just is. I know that there's another one on the shelf, and that's my lender copy. You know, don't judge me. I have a system. It makes sense to me. But Lorne should be on the way, because I think I'm going to do the top layer of that as like a library, and the bottom layer is going to be a lounge, and I might have like a little gift shop on one side with some of the toys from Zuru. Kind of trying to map it in my head, you know. It's like a miniature set design. And I've got some chairs on the way, I've got some tables on the way. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I got this. And again, from a creative standpoint, so that I don't go insane, it's helping me. For those of you keeping track of the Roku, Doctor Who, I went to bed and Snake Dance, Peter Davison was on, which that episode had to have been fun for Janet Fielding to film, and I mean that as an actor. That had to have been fun, because she gets to get a little wild and crazy in that. It's fun being able to step out of your normal character. I imagine it might have been a grind for some of these people, because they're playing the same thing over and over. To be able to do something rather different and be a little bad. And I woke up to Mark of the Ronnie, which is a Colin Baker Perry Master and the Ronnie episode. And we're doing Sylvester McCoy now. So they went from 5 to 6 briefly, and now we're into 7. So I expect McCoy will probably run throughout the day, maybe into tomorrow. And we'll probably be going to William Hartnell the next day, I would assume. Probably something like that. I mean, they typically do that. And I found that I do really like Sylvester McCoy as well, but I don't like some of the writing. Some of the writing is... Doctor Who can be campy and goofy, but you don't necessarily need to write it that way, because then you're just kind of overdoing it. Let it be that way naturally, organically. You know what I mean? Like, one of the silliest Sylvester McCoy episodes, in my opinion, is one of the best, which is The Happiness Patrol. I think it's actually quite clever. But then there's Battlefield, which they did like a King Arthur, Merlin, Sword in the Stone storyline. And just the incidental music and some of the filming of it, it was like they were trying to copy Red Dwarf almost. They were like going for the comedy campiness, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And Sophie Aldred, who is Ace, and Sylvester McCoy are both fine in their roles, but they can't help what was written. A good actor can save a bad script, but they can't necessarily save a horrible script. You know, in Happiness Patrol, as going back, it's odd and quirky and a little goofy, but they make it work, and I think they turn it into a really damn good Doctor Who episode. Right? But I think Ghostlight is really great. I still need to actually watch start to finish The Curse of the Fenric or The Curse of Fenric. Because I keep seeing bits of it and I keep avoiding like the last episode when it comes on because I want to actually watch it all the way. Exactly. Watch it all the way through because it looks really cool. The bits that I'm seeing. The Revelation of the Daleks, the Dalek episode, a lot of fun. They play that one. I see that at least once a week here. Roku has its favorites. Noticing that. If they're doing Tom Baker, Seeds of Doom is going to show. 7 years of episodes condensed into a day and a half, 2 days. Seeds of Doom, it's on the list. Androids of Terra, it's on the list. Stones of Blood, it's on the list. Romana 1 was only in 6 episodes, and they usually wind up showing like 3 or 4 of them. Armageddon Factor, it's on the list. 2 days, and you're like cramming most of those 6 episodes into there. You got like 50 to work with. It's really weird to me. I know you have access to the whole catalog. I did get to watch most of Pyramids of Mars the other day, which was cool. Great episode. And Robots of Death, which y'all know. Y'all know how I feel about that. Yes. Yeah, he is currently the only Doctor Who figure other than Sparky the Wonder Dalek over here that I have on my desk. I've cut back, you'd be proud. And it's funny, I had this guy on my desk. I've had him on my desk for days. And Tiny was admiring, came in the room and was like, I really love the color scheme on that Dalek. And I'm like, oh my god, me too. We were both geeking out. I'm like, I'm going to be keeping him on my desk for a while, I think. And again, Tiny was like, I don't know what it is. I mean, I've seen hundreds of Daleks. Because we're a Doctor Who family. But it's just like, the color scheme on that, I don't normally like gold, but there's that little, it just cuts that contrast and it just really pops, and I love it. I'm like, and that's exactly how I feel about it. We had a discussion about dialects. Those little moments of fatherhood are pretty cool. When you have like color scheme discussions with your kid about dialects. So, yeah. Health check. I am feeling decent. Little chest tightness. But I have had the feeling all week that I'm going to get one of those phone calls. Because I feel like my dad is really fading fast. Just seeing him 3 weeks ago and then seeing him again the other day is like, wow. You've aged 10 years in less than a month. And you have no idea what's going on. Before you almost had a clue-ish, even though you didn't know who I was. This time you knew who I was, but everything else out the window. I just feel like he's fading. It's the only word I can think to use. And he's falling and hitting his head like once a week now from the phone calls that I'm getting. So wrap that man in bubble wrap. I can't fix it. I just gotta do my one brick here. Try not to go crazy. I don't know how that's gonna work. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Get back to my chores. Alright. Make it a great day.